Hey, good morning traders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Carvana. Ticker symbol is CVNA, and I'm going to start in this zoomed out time frame because I want to show you what this kind of looks like. So we have this massive cup that had developed over the past several years, and we had this previous all-time high, and look what we did last week, right? We've been in this massive uptrend with relatively no pullbacks aside for this one, which makes sense because we had this downtrend line, this high right here, and it re-attacked that before it moved higher. So what do we have now, right? So going into last week, we had this bullish flag, you could say, right? You had this flagpole and this bullish consolidation. Interesting that we had this sell, right? You didn't really know what it was going to do, being that it was under the moving averages, but they had earnings, and they had good earnings, and the stock gapped up massively, and it went up to a high of about 415. It put in this topping tail, which is phenomenal to see, above the all-time high, and then we didn't even get a retrace. The next day, because of the market selling off, we had this move down below the all-time high. So a couple things here. We've never had a close, a confirming move above this candle here. We would need a close, we would have needed a close above 413 to cement a breakout. So clearly this is a rejection, it's a false breakout. We have a move, not a confirming move yet, but we have a move back into underneath the all-time high. So what we need to see next week is we need to see a candle close below here to cement the fact that we are solidly back under the all-time high. If we move back up into here, then we're going to look for obviously a new candle close, confirming candle above the all-time high. But for now, you know, downside and bias is to the downside, right? We're bearish on this. So what do I see happening here? Well, a couple different things. If we get this confirming candle move below, then what I would look for is a retrace to this level here. So it would look something like this. We'd get something like this, retrace here, and that is a very shortable level right there into this 377, 378 level. Alternatively, what I would have liked to see, if we didn't have this move in here, is a retrace on the topping tail about to the 50% zone, and that is also a very shortable level with risk clearly defined, being above your on a closing basis, above your high here. So that would have been a good look, but we didn't get that, so we're likely going to have follow through, and then I think we're going to get something like this. So I'm already in a short position on this. My cost average is about 359. Actually, I got into it much earlier than this, and I've been dollar cost averaging along the way, but that's fine. You know, I know that it's coming back in, and I'll be looking to add to my short position here to get my cost average even up a little bit higher. So this is the primary pathing that I see. We could also just severely sell down into the gap fill is another alternative, which would take us into here, and then we can get a move back to there, and then we can get the rollover back down. But ultimately I see this coming down into the so when we've had this breakout here, we never had a retrace, so we just had this retrace. So I could see us moving into this level here, into the 260 level, which actually would be the 150 day would probably catch up and it'd probably be over here a little bit more. But I like this gap fill, I like this shelf, I like these highs, I like this whole kind of demand zone. Previously a supply zone, but now it will be a demand zone. So let me show you what that might look like. That's going to be something like this in this whole little area right here. That's where I could see this bouncing once we do sell off and get into this. So another thing I'm seeing in the charts is you have the you have the overthrow on the RSI on that breakout, and you have the bearish divergence, and then you had the overthrow, and we see it going down below it. So the difference in this, and I always like to look at RSI when it breaks out of bearish divergence like this. Let me show you the difference on Nvidia. Okay. So here's an example of Nvidia where the RSI broke out. Let the chart load. You can see how we had the bearish divergence. You see that? Bearish divergence all the way down. We had the breakout, but you see this? We had the retest on the RSI. Now that's super bullish when it retests the breakout. So it's a break and retest on the RSI, and then you can see clearly we made higher highs after that. And we're kind of doing the same thing, right? Another retest, went a little bit higher. Let's see if we come down. I'm going to be looking for this. I'm sorry to switch to Nvidia, but Nvidia is a good one to show you, because if we come down into here and we hold this RSI level at about 45 as this sells off and we get into this demand zone, this would be an unbelievable bull buy in my opinion. So just keep that in mind. I know I switched it up on you. Let's go back to Carvana, but I wanted to show you that as an example because here it did the exact opposite, right? You had your break and you had your failed retest, right? So we're back underneath it, which leads me to believe this is going lower. Just which path will it take? Will we get a drop and then a bounce and then reattack that, build out some bearish structure here and then fall down, which would create a little bear flag, boom, and then we go lower? Or do we go lower first, build some inside bar bearish consolidation, and then come down? Either way is possible, so just be on the lookout for that. But yes, I am bearish Carvana. I have been for several months now. Yeah, that's a great, if you're not already in this short, then that is an unbelievable, in my opinion, level to get in, or an unbelievable to add to your short. So as always, these videos are meant to be educational and not financial advice, only to show you what I'm doing with my personal trading portfolio and yeah, give you a look into how I see the charts. So if you like this video, please do me a favor and smash that like up, show me some love, subscribe to the channel, tick that little bell, and I will do my absolute best to bring you live updates as they present themselves in the chart so we all can make a lot of money along the way. Okay guys, happy Sunday and thanks for tuning in. Take care.